Check. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on and appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Remember, today is your day of opportunity. You must believe that today is going to be an amazing day and that no matter what, you're going to push through. Great things are going to happen. Put the lemon into the water. Bang, bang, bang. I already did it, so I don't want to put too much in there. I have a dentist appointment today. I don't want to piss him off, you know. I worked out today. Did you work out? I did abs and a bit of a yoga thing. It was really good for me. Super awesome. And I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Let's jump into Bitcoin. And I hope you made some money in a short. If not, hope you just stayed out of the market. Let's take a look at what's happening for BTC. Bang, bang, bang. Ooh, COVID. Oh, yeah. All that. Let me see here. Main event. All right. Make sure here I'm not doing anything funny. All right. There we go. Let's get that music back up and running. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're with the Crypto Lifer. And we usually put a little bay on there just to get you hyped, just to get you going on these beautiful days. What is going on here with my music? There we go. Yeah, let's get it in. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital, BEAMX, and the biggest sponsor of all, CryptoLifer.com. God bless each and every one of you for helping each one out in the group. The group is amazing. I see so many people helping each other out. It's absolutely beautiful. Now remember, we have this strong bullish div on the 4-hour time frame. So one thing that we've been watching, and there's usually a good reversal from there. They've tried to pin us down, but you know, that is a major liquidation. And it's a very, very strong bullish divergence. You see that on the RSI? Let me undo that. How did that? Yeah. See this on the RSI here? Swing up to swing up. So that tells us that we're unlikely to make a low lower than that low, preferably for the week. But you never know. Anything is possible. This morning, I gave a Bitcoin update. We talked about it. I went over the idea that look at Bitcoin. It's in this symmetrical triangle or ascending triangle, really. I said look for it to keep this angle and maybe get a bounce to the upside. But it has to hold the 200 SMA. It bounced here. I made a little bit of a swing trade. Eventually, it got below it. And once you see a candle close below, which was right here, that's a short, right? So, and I tell you this all the time. I talk about it every single day on the channel, how important the 200 SMA is. The second the 7-minute goes below it, we get the drop to the downside. Beautiful, stop. Like, it was definitely a long squeeze. They went and grabbed a bunch of stops. Anyone that went long on that pattern, you could see they just grabbed you up. Bang. And then they went to the lower areas. They broke this low too as well. It was also an M pattern though, right? That's an M. M's are bearish. They break to the downside. So 68% of the time, that's going to drop on you. If you just played the M the way you're supposed to play an M, you would have made the gains. Shout out to everybody here. And then resistance at about 43,181 for Bitcoin. All right. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's jump on into the chat, see what's going down, and see what you guys are saying out there. What's your favorite coin? What are you trading? What coins are you trading right now? Let me hear you guys write in. Or what coins do you think are going to be hot for the day? Let's take a look. Just throw the coins. Who here is trading a coin? Who here is about to get in? And show me what's happening. Sam is on point as always. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to everybody here. Put the lemon in the water. Solana should break very soon. Love is the strongest frequency. Smash the likes for the sharpest TA in the game. Shout out to Crypto Bea Baker. Heliotherapy. Helio means sun. Ethnology from the Greek origins. Amazing. We got Gala. We got Loda 2. We got Bot AVAX. Blur. Metis. SEI. Yeah, Metis and Blur are hot right now. TIA is interesting. Sean, we love you. I got a pin, but you're the man, dude, for doing that yet again. We love you. We appreciate you, Sean. Everyone, if you want to join the trading group, right here is the link. It takes you to the trading group right there, CryptoLifer.com. You click on that. You end up here. You learn to trade, unlock financial freedom. I'll at least set you on your way. Many, many people have learned with me and have gone on to have amazing careers in trading, learned things, created, it's just unbelievable what people have done with my tutelage. Put your email address in here, consent to the newsletter. We give you 2 newsletters a week. Most people give you 1, we give you 2. We double the ante, and we keep it moving. What did I miss this week that got me kind of tight? Well, it was Crazy Dave. Crazy Dave had a nice pump, and I missed it. You know what I mean? Shout out to MEXC. Shout out to MEXC. All right? Everybody here on MEXC, God bless each and every one of you for being here. If you want to trade on MEXC. I do like Coinbase as my, on and off ramp. But one thing I want to talk about that most people don't realize, Q4 burn for MEXC. You know what I mean? I want to kind of go back to that. They're going to burn 3.2 million MEXC tokens. Dude, that's a big deal. And if they continue to do so, and they actually have utility because you gain less fees by holding the MEXC token, I mean, man, look, random rewards, 1,000 bonus too. They're always hooking people up all the time. MEXC. Another thing I want to talk about. Yesterday I was at a trade. I had my stop loss, right? And I got stopped out. And it said I got liquidated. And I said, hey, but I got, I didn't notice I got liquidated. Say I got stopped out. I said I got stopped out. I never hit my stop. And I see people say this. But, I hadn't checked my liquidation. And I think a lot of people do that. I think they set their profit and stop. They don't, then they go to make the trade. They don't have a confirm window, and they don't see the liquidation price. And they don't realize that the liquidation price is higher than their stop loss. So the liquidation price is 42,836. Their stop loss is 42,818. They get kicked out the trade and they complain and they literally show screenshots. Price never went to my stop loss. You know what I mean? And they have all this proof, but when they go, and they freak out and they love showing these two pictures and they create a lot of FUD. What happens is they go back to, customer support, and the customer support's like, sir, you were liquidated, sir. You can see clearly here, so I don't know. I think people get confused. It happened to me once. I thought I didn't missed my stop. I even wrote customer service. They were like, sir, clearly you hit your, So anyway, I just want to make it be clear. There's a lot of FUD on MEXC. I have 1,000 traders depositing. Not one issue on MEXC. Wow, look at this bullish move now back the other way for Bitcoin. And this is a false move Monday. I'll tell you what, every single time we don't have the stock market open on a Monday, it's I tell you what, the rest of the week for trading in my, I've seen it. Every single time we have a Monday off, the rest of the week is weird. It almost throws off the whole trading week. I think the bots get something happens where the trading's different. But look what they just did. They came down, they bashed any long that was using this pattern to play long, right? Because, they broke the 200, then they got back above the 200 and ripped it right back to the upside. This is an interesting moment here. So look, everyone in my trading group that already had the first update, let's add on to what we talked about here. And to anyone new, we're going to do a top-down analysis for you to bring you right into where what we do and what we're looking at, all right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We appreciate you. We care about you, and we want you to have a great life. I wake up every day feeling wonderful. I go to sleep in gratitude. I wake up in gratitude. I'm not saying I feel amazing every single second of the day, but I make a conscious effort to make myself feel amazing and to push myself to the limit. I love you all, and I live in love. And if you can use the word love, I use the word love thousands of times a day for my wife, for my kids, for my life, abundance. And literally, you speak it into existence. You speak your conscience. You speak the way of life. If you want to live a beautiful life, you speak it into existence. All right. So just God bless you all. I just want to, appreciate the moment we're all in right now in the present time and say thank you. That's all. Gratitude for what we have right now at this moment in time. If you're stressed out right now, I'm going to teach you how not to be stressed. It means you're thinking about the past, something that you messed up, something that you've done, or you're thinking about the future, about something that you can't control, and you're overwhelmed by one or the other. If you can remain in the present moment, you can handle both situations better. But if you're worried too much about the past, you can't be present. If you're worried too much about the future, you can't be in the present moment. I suffered from this. I actually think it's kind of like a mental disorder, almost like past life analysis, where you stay in the past for so long that you're not present in the real life. And then you wonder why you're not getting where you want in life, because you're living presently. You're in the present, but your mind isn't. Your consciousness is not. And that, I suffered from that. And I could teach you how to unlock your subconscious mind to get yourself on a plane where you say what you're going to do and you know what you're going to say, and you're connected to your thoughts and your will, and you believe everything that you say you're going to do. You become part of that, Anyway, Bitcoin, shoulder, head, right shoulder, looking for some type of right shoulder here. Squigglies, even just sideways price action. Stay inside this upper trend line, and we have a chance of breaking to the upside. The target would take us to 44,132. May God bless you all. Okay, so that's what I see happening for Bitcoin. We need to stay inside this channel. Overbought now on the 7. Looks like we could just roll right over to the downside. Am I making a trade on anything right now? I mean, what I do see, look, shoulder, shoulder, head, kind of, it looks like a giant inverted head and shoulder. Looks like a complex, sorry. But to me, it has, complex head and shoulder kind of vibes here. Boom. And go through this gap and end up right here squeezing the shorts. There's a lot of shorts right now that are shorting this bear flag to the downside. Right? We're going to discuss all this in a second and break it down for you, right? If you're still watching my channel from this morning update, you're just, as we leave and go into the macro analysis, I don't want to leave you hanging. So just continue to pay attention here to price action inside. And you want price action to stay inside here. Back to 43,000. That's a strong move for Bitcoin. I'll be looking at the 1 minute here and see, look at the 1 minute just broke above the 200 SMA. That's likely a pump right there out of this little flag to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a follow-through pump here with some volume to 43,535. I'd be watching that closely on the Binance chart. MYRO taking a big hit out of the symmetrical triangle. It could go either way. It went to the downside. Symmetrical triangles end up turning in to falling wedges. To me, this is a good day to buy more of my MYRO bag, right, and add to it. I'm in MYRO for a long haul, so would have loved to have sold here and bought back, but I didn't. That would have immediately created a taxable event, and I couldn't have any more. I really didn't want to add to my income at this point in time. So I had to forego the win for the trade, and I have faith that over time, over time, a year and a half from now, at the height of the bull market, when Bitcoin's ripping 100K and things are out of control, MYRO is going to be taking money hand over fist, mining like insane. There's going to be a lot of Bitcoin transactions, the market, and they're going to be making a lot of dough, and I could see them just booming. I'm looking to get out somewhere in the 80s to 100 area. This is where I'm looking to take my gains. All right. And I'm going to wait, about a year to a year and a half. And then I'll pay 17% gain. And what I'm looking to do is turn the 15,000 into somewhere between it looks like I'll be able to turn it into $7,000 at 9. Well, let's see, 10x, 11x, right? So you'll be 77,000 on $7,000. And then I'm going to DCA between like 22.18, another 7,000. So that puts me at let's say 20. That 5x is to 135. So yeah, I'm looking for about a gain of about, let's say, $112,000, right? Something like that. 122,000. Is that like 77 and 30, 107? And then add, 112,000, something like that. So that's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. All right. If Bitcoin continues to move and Marathon Digital gets that move, right? So I'd watch this flag right now, break it to the upside. The measured move takes you to 43,500. That's what's likely about to happen right now for Bitcoin. All right. Just because we're above the 200, as long as we stay above this 200 on the 1 minute, look for a pump to continue to the upside. There's a bit of a money printer at the beginning of the morning, not perfect though. Then you have this shoulder, this head, and kind of see this how this looks like an inverted. It's an inverted head and shoulder for sure, right? That also has a measured move to the upside, neckline, bang, right? And that similar puts us at about 43.5, 43.6 for Bitcoin. Can we get the follow through? What I do see though is resistance. If you can't get back above 43, 198, 200, expect more downside. That 43.2 is kind of like that pain in the booty, right? It's like I don't want to let you go, and we got to go though. You got to let us go. We got to be able to move, right? So interesting turn of events here for Bitcoin. Definitely a crazy manipulation this morning for sure. Went after the longs, went after the shorts, kind of both ways, and that's what we're seeing. Let's take a look at our bigger time frame. Zoom out on Bitcoin on the USD all-time history index and have some fun here breaking down what we see. All right. Remember, we are at the value area lows. We would expect a bounce from this zone. We really would. And remember, I got this kind of rocking. Remember this weird falling wedge that that I've seen break to the upside so many times in my life, and to the point where I'm now revealing it even though it looks ridiculous. And it's a falling wedge that breaks out, breaks back inside. Who here has heard me talk about this again? Who here thinks it's, put a 1 if you've heard me talk about it. Put a 2 if you think this is absolutely absurd and you think I'm out of my mind. It's okay. I just want to see what people think. Put a 3 if you also just don't get it. You just don't get it. But if you've heard me talk about it before and you've actually tried it, you know what I mean? It's pretty wacky, though. Like, I agree with everyone here that it's pretty strange, right? Yeah. And see, that's what I want to talk about today, right? And honestly, to kind of get us going and get us realizing, like, sometimes it is cliche as a thumbnail to zoom us out. Like, everything looks so perfect, but then we zoom out and we see it exactly for what it is. You know what I mean? And so, you know, we want to just focus on this right here. You know, $9 trillion asset manager BlackRock has reportedly bought a staggering 11,500 Bitcoin during the latest dip. Wouldn't that be great just to be able to gobble up 11,000 Bitcoin real quick? Just, oh, I just need 11,000 BTC real fast. Bang, right? Amazing. So, falling wedge to the upside, that the daily still looks absolutely, you know, somewhat bullish. To me, we have to get back inside this channel, though, to be bullish. So, like, I keep this structure intact. And right now, we're retesting. And we really, like, we got to end the day, in my humble opinion, this daily candle has to close above this resistance right here. It would be nice if you got above this one right here. That support, which was resistance, and this POC. The key is here, if you can't get back in, you're bearishly retesting right now for a break. And look, the gap in the VRVP is waiting for you. We also went over the CME gap. I'm going to show it to you again for the new people here on the live. But there's a CME gap down there. What is a CME gap? The Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the futures that close during the weekend hours where we continue to move. If Bitcoin has major moves during that period, we have what's called a gap. And a lot of times, 95.5% of the gaps do like to close. Not saying we're going to close for sure, but they do like to close. Shout out to Cobra Tate in the game. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So this is what I'm looking at here for Bitcoin. We're at a precipice here. And honestly, moving averages are far apart. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to drop down to the 200 SMA on the daily time frame. We will have to lose the bigger time frame SMAs. You know, the 6 hour is looking like it wants to do a beautiful bearish retest here and drop us to the downside. Boom. All right. 21 coming for the 200 SMA. Bearish sign. Let's look at the 4 hour. The 21 has already crossed the 200. What usually happens after that is the 50 also does the same. Okay. When is the last time the 21 has crossed the 200 on the 4 hour time frame? It's literally been a long time. Right here when we started to make our bigger dip on July 20th. Here again when we began a bigger dip on May 8th. There when we had a nasty dip on the 3rd. You can see almost after it happens, even if you're late, you can catch a pretty good short to the downside. The 21 crossing the 200. Forget even the death cross, which will come usually within a few days or a day or two later. So you're in a beautiful uptrend, you get the dump, and then the 21 crosses the 200, and that's usually where you begin to fill out a little more of the dump. Many, many times over, too, like right there, even if it's a little pullback, right there. And there we didn't get, it doesn't happen in an uptrend. So whenever you're in a super bullish market, look, here we had it a little bit. We could be doing one of these, just, but that's the rarity of it. Like, that's the rarity. Most of the time, it's sayonara. All right. So pay attention to the signs that I'm talking to you about every single day. They are important. I want you to realize what I am saying. The universe is made of 7 different layers. Stephen Hawking. I went to Epstein Island. Why he went there, we'll never know, right? So weird, right? The weirdest story ever. Stephen Hawking. Anyway, that's a whole nother episode. So Bitcoin seems to be struggling at 43,000. To me, 43,200 is also a key level of resistance. Look at the 4 hour. We must get back above the 200. This does resemble a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder. We do have bullish div on the 4 hour time frame. So I'm getting mixed signals for sure, right? At the same time, I'm not getting amazingly bullish signals at all, right? So I remain bearish at this point. We've had a nasty drop, and we didn't get it back pretty fast. We're still playing the downtrend. Here's your low, here's your high, here's your low, which is lower than that, and you're likely to put in a lower high. All right. To the upside over here, to the upside. Sweeping L&H. Shout out to my man. Shout out to Jeremy Kinlaw. Shout out to David O'Brien. Shout out to James Garrard. Shout out to Crypto Jamaican. Yesterday I gave you Whales Market on Radium, and it just did a 4X. Thank you, man. Can you give us another one? I didn't know what you were saying when you said whales. See, I didn't know what you were saying. You didn't say Whales Market on Radium, did you? I feel like you just said whales, like, you know. Anyway. Because there's another coin called whale, you know. So here we are, right? This is kind of where we stand for the day. And you can see it's this, you know, we're back kind of to the same idea. We're in this somewhat of a symmetrical triangle. To me, that's a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That's a complex inverted. And it's likely you pump up to the 200 SMA here for a move to the upside. I'm calling along up to about, 44.5, right? It looks very likely. Bunched up moving averages. Boom. Let's look at our 15, though. Our 15-minute has momentum to the upside, suggesting that we can get the push and break on out. We're looking for this resistance here to get broken through. But that would be the first area I would be looking if I was to take some profits. Look, and there's a high volume node, and there's a gap here in the local VRVP areas. I don't see the head and shoulder, man, but I agree with your target. Yeah. It's a complex inverted head and shoulder, man. It's made up of multiple pathways. Complex inverted head and shoulder. Google is your friend. I learned so much from Google all by myself late at night, just Googling it, right? And so you're looking at the complex inverted head and shoulder, right? Like that. It usually has a lot more. It could even, it could be wider like this. Chunky. These ones are like perfect head and shoulders. I want complex or more elongated, and they have multiple right and left shoulders. That's why I probably, but yeah, anyway, complex inverted head and shoulder patterns have even more right and left shoulders. That would be almost a complex right there, but that would be a complex head and shoulder, not an inverse, right? Anyway. Look at that flag just pumped to the upside beautifully that we talked about. We just gave you this trade, right? Bang. Bang. I should have taken it. I didn't. I'm kind of pissed I didn't, but it's okay. I missed it. Beautiful move to the upside. And look how I trade. Once you get above a 200 SMA, you open up a long. Bang. Okay? Doing that over and over again has made me money and made me an accurate trader. I just gave you this flag to the upside, right? Target is higher. It gives us 43,500. And I said Bitcoin's likely going to pump now, right? Bang. Bang, bang. Inverted head and shoulder to the upside. Neckline. 68% chance it was going to break to the upside. Target's right there too. So there you go. Shout out to everyone that just got some gains. On to the next one. It is Sam. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to Kyle Vero, who made gains on that trade. Congratulations if you jumped on into that beautiful little flag that I found before it happened. Saw it happening. Saw that it was likely going to pump based on the moving averages in the flag. Those two things are all I need. When I see us above a 200 SMA, high likelihood we're going to win the trade to the upside. When I see us below, like right here, high likelihood we're going to win the trade to the downside. Yesterday, if you remember correctly, in the trading group, I gave you guys a perfect short, and we got in like right at the perfect place. Like I can't see somewhere. I'll go back exactly where it was, but all that happened was I saw a flag right here. We lost the 200 SMA. We took it right to the target. It might have been this one right there. Yeah. Again and again and again, man. Sniped a quick 300 already closed. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to Tyler Wood. Ivo 10 broke. Nicholas Giroux. Ouch, I'm short on Bitcoin. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to everybody here. If you want to ask about a certain coin deep dive or technical analysis, send in a super chat for fan funding. Shout out to Jan Lennertz for the $10 pound. Hey, Lifer, yesterday I paid for 3 months plus the class in crypto. I communicated via email. Can your team take a look so I can join? Thanks in advance. AI. Babe, someone joined for 3 months and paid in crypto. And the class. Could you look at MYRO on MEXC? Bullish Gartley on the 4-hour. Buy back in at 9. Ed McCracken. Shout out to Ed. God bless you. My dad had a friend named Ed McCracken. It's kind of funny. God bless you, Ed. Hope you're having a wonderful day. God bless you. McCracken's was also a mechanic that my dad used to go to. We actually used to park our car there illegally on the weekends in Falmouth back in the day on the low skis. Shout out to anyone that took this long. We're looking to get to 43,500. If I was in the long, I would take some beautiful profits. That was a beautiful trade. 30-second chart also made a little bit of a flag here. You see, kind of broke out, retested, and looks like that's going to continue to the upside as well. I like what I'm seeing. And the stochastics want to turn. They got momentum. MACD shows signs of continuation so far here. And there you have it again. We gave you a live trade on the channel. I didn't get to give you the stop, but I mean, the stop is pretty simple. Previous resistance, you came down and retest it. Stop loss right below it. You play the flag. I mean, it's a textbook flag. Beautiful. Anyone see the massive green candles on Pulse Chain right now? Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Pretty interesting to see them booming. Someone just moved, some multimillionaire moved like a bunch of money into Pulse Chain. And someone saw it on chain, and so they were like, listen, look at this. Like, this is doing something. So Pulse Chain has been getting a pretty big pump recently to the upside. And there's Pulse and there's Pulse Chain, right? Almost two different things. I want to make that clear. They're the same, they're the same ecosystem and all that, but they're not the same coin. Pulse Chain and Pulse are two different. Am I correct? Like, you can buy the Pulse Chain or you can have Pulse. I just want to make that clear. Is that I'm not an expert on the Hex ecosystem. All right. I don't claim to be, and I could probably Google this in 2 seconds and find out, but I'm just asking the crowd. All right. But shout out to RH Max, shout out to Ed McCracken and Jan Lennertz. We love you. We appreciate you. Very nice to send in fan funding. Very, very nice. PLS is the native coin for Pulse Chain, and PLX is the DEX. All right, so PLX is the DEX, Pulse Chain, PLSX, and PLS is the native coin. All right. Pulse is Pulse Chain's native token. But you can buy Pulse Chain too, and Pulse, right? I just want to make that clear. Like, you can own either of them, right? Look, a nice bearish div just formed here. And that's all I would need for the day. That nice move right there, I'd call it a day. Beautiful pump. Inverted head and shoulder, basically hit the target. That's all you needed. Bang, bang, bang on the 32nd. So we were able to provide you with some insight today that I hope was able to either learn, make some gains, or get the education to make the gains again. All right. Wicked also to the dollar off the top of the parallel channel. Let's take a look here at Dex Screener. And I just want to see what's happening to Pulse. I own some Pulse, so I'm happy to see it getting a pump to the upside. I did sacrifice some Hex way back in the day. Pulse for wrapped ETH, that's Plutus. No, we don't want Plutus. I always just put in PL. I have to put in Pulse Chain, right? for wrapped pulse. No, wrapped die. I like the USDT chart just so I can see what's going on. Massive pump. Look, it just continues to pump. It's great. Look at that. Hex and pulse chain back in action. Richard Hart's been out in the mix again, too. Been hearing his voice a little more. Look at that. And not too far. I mean, it could definitely get back to that all-time high and then rip from that wick. But it definitely got plundered. But pulse chain waking up, baby. Pulse chain waking up. Can you buy pulse chain just like Ethereum? Like ETH is to ETH. You can buy PLS like the chart is wrapped pulse die if you're interested in pulling it up. Thank you for saying that. So wrapped pulse. So here, back to business here for Bitcoin. The beautiful bullish div from the 4 hour and the 1 hour should hold us down. They attempted to bring us down and they liquidated everybody. They got them going. And then they pumped this back to the upside. However, the 15-minute and the 7 are getting overbought. So now look, we look for the bigger, in my opinion, head and shoulder now to form. We have the left shoulder. We have the head. We're looking for the right shoulder so we can get a further move to the upside, right? That's what we're looking for. 7-minute is somewhat exhausted on the Stokes. We're looking for a pullback. Possible short back down to the bottom of the pattern. I wouldn't short. I'd look for this right shoulder. And as long as we keep above this low for the rest of the day, we're in pretty good shape. That's why I like this low. We break this low, then I'm looking for a retest and some bear. I would begin to get into a bigger short, right? If that low stays for the day, we're in good shape at least until tomorrow. Like we can, one step at a time. I take trading one step at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, right? The second you're thinking too much, you're too ahead, you're going to miss out on what's happening right in front of you. Stay on point in the present moment in time. I keep talking about it. Focus your brain on the present at every single moment in time, and you won't be stressed about the past or the future. Stay in the present. You can build. If you're not in the present, you can't build the future. Your life is like a house that you're building right now. Say, you lived in a tent, and you bought some property, lived in a tent in the beautiful summer weather, but it was September and October, and it was time to build something that was going to last you the winter. And you started maybe late August. Like you didn't start way too late. And the whole time you worried about the winter coming, and you freaked out, and you got, and you didn't focus on the present, and you didn't build. You'd freeze your butt off and you'd die. And what about the past? You tried this before and it didn't work out, and that's all you thought about every time you tried to do what you were doing then, until you didn't do it. And you lived in fear of what you did in the past. Your life is that house you have to build before the winter comes. Every day. That's your life. It's a great metaphor. I'm making it up right now. And so your life is that house that you have to build every day before the winter comes. And you form it, you make it happen. You got to make the house. If you focus on the past or the present, you will not be making the house, and you'll end up, it'll be stagnant. Freezing to death is stagnation in life. You won't go forward. So if you truly desire going forward, if you really want to be progressive, you plan for the future, you have goals, but then on top of that, what you do is, you set yourself apart by staying in the present moment. The most trauma in the world that's done, and most reason why people are living in fear, which is why they're living in pain, is because they are living in the past, right? They are held up by a past idea, a past thought, something that happened to them in the past. That's why people go to therapy, to release themselves from the past so they can focus on the present. A lot of people, really, the main reason you go to therapy is you're stuck in the past. You don't realize it. Once you can see these things, so like that's so you need someone to help you think through things so you can move forward and stop replaying and what happens too is that becomes a habit to replay the past over and over again in your mind. That becomes a habit. And then you start doing that. It becomes a psychological habit. You live your life that way. So, the greatest thing about having a positive attitude and being consciously present is that also becomes a habit, okay? And the more you do that, the better off you're at doing that. My dad taught me all these little things. He used to whisper these things to me, and he would teach me these little insights. So I told you this was a wrap because the 7-minute was overbought, and we were going to start pulling back, right? How did I know that? How do I know? I gave you a flag on the 1, we pumped, and then I was able to show you the time frame to look at when the trade was over. Perfect timing, perfect scalp, in and out. We're looking for the possible right shoulder here. Now, if we lose this channel, we're going down again. And honestly, price action has been pretty funny today. sans that flag that I just put out, I'd be careful with the market. Well said, Sam. Very clear. Well done. Ivan 10 Broke, thank you. Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Great book. Thank you for saying that. Jeremy Kinlaw. There's a really good movie called The Power of One, too. I like that movie. This is not just TA Channel teaching you to get your mind right so you can be a successful trader. Shout out to Seize the Day. Thank you. Successful in life. You know, everyone thinks trading is this like unique part of life, but like if you want to be successful at trading, you have to apply anything else you've been successful at. If you've never been successful at anything, then you need to learn how to be successful, right? And then apply those things to trading. It sounds so simple, but there's more to that, right? It's interesting. It's very interesting. Sam, would you mind to check SEI? I actually would love to check SEI. So I can kind of put Bitcoin away for a second, right? Like we can see kind of what's happening here. I was bugging out on this 30-second here. We had that flag brewing though. Remember, they just flushed the price down. When they flush the price down, you got a lot of people to squeeze. Remember that. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Let's see if we can hold that at 42,990. Second we lose it, we'll drop to the 200. We lose that, then you start looking for the 200 on the 5 minute and the 1, same thing like we do on the 4 hour to the 8 hour. Same thing we do from the 4 hour to the 1. Love the channel. Any advice on my trading strategy? I take profit, put it in USDC, and then put it back in cheaper. I have no clue how to trade with leverage. Thank you. I'd love to join a class. Honestly, I can't give you advice on your trading strategy. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. What I can do is teach you what I do, and then you can kind of take that knowledge for yourself and see how it applies, right? But what you're doing, the premise is basically, sell high, buy low, right? That's what you're doing, right? Yeah. Can you look at ZKF? What indicator for the 200 SMA? Just MA. You can either add 5 MA right here, and you can add the 5 MAs, CBC DRS, which is another great one, which has all the 5 MAs on already, the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200, all right? 5 MA if you just like it clean, and then you can just type in MA. And you can just put in 1 MA, right? Moving average, simple right there. So far, we have defended this previous resistance as support for Bitcoin. When we get kind of crazy here, I stay on these smaller time frames for a second. When Bitcoin starts to move in smaller time frames, I get into a bigger top-down analysis, right? Funny, I just realized I want the stream to go perfect every day. I want to open up a live trade and win every day on the stream. I'm like, it's not going to happen every day. I would love to collab one day. I have a crypto channel called Shrey TV. By the way, Crypto Lifer is one of the most honest guys on YouTube. Awesome content. And by the way, I predicted this Bitcoin pullback. It's kind of weird to go, hey, I'll tell you what. From my perspective, you're cool, but the last comment was weird. And it kind of made it you want to come across like super honest and cool, right? And like the whole, by the way, I predicted the pullback. It's kind of weird, You can just say, hey, I have a crypto channel called Shrey TV, By the way, crypto's one of the most honest guys on YouTube. Appreciate that. Honest content. End it there. You know what I mean? The last comment at the end is kind of like, by the way, like, Because, dude, you know how many times I've called Bitcoin in my life? You know what I mean? Like over 500 times now. And I could be like, hey, everyone, I called it again. And like, yeah, I have to point it out because that's my job. I have to be like, look, we called it. But it is what it is. Like, nobody cares that I called it. They want to see me call it again. You know what I mean? They're going to show up tomorrow to see me call it again. Like, nobody cares that I called it. I don't know. I appreciate you, though. I am just excited. I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. Look at effing book. Lifer's a super cool dude now. Buy my life insurance. It's funny, man. This guy says well over 500 times. Yeah, probably like 2,000 times. I don't even know, man. Shout out to Jose Jelowick. You literally stand there constantly talking about yourself. This guy, man. Shout out to Brendan Oberon. We love you, man. Yeah, it's my channel where I talk about myself, man. Welcome. Thank you for coming on in. And how we trade. By the way, I have a Stradivarius for sale. A Stradivarius. Shout out to Larry Wilson. INV is consolidating for a big move. Your consistency is appreciated, Sam. We love you. Thank you so much. I love you too, man. Can you talk more about me instead? Yeah, nail biting for fun. How you been? How's your mom? What are you doing today? How many sisters and brothers do you have? Where, how old are you? Tell us about yourself so we can find out more and talk about you. Are you going to answer the questions? All right. Is there any new coins on your radar, Sam? One color hearts. This guy is the real deal. I love you, man. I can't wait to join and learn more one day. Jump on in. I predicted Sam would stream every day. You're funny, man. Sam, you're awesome, bro. You're funny. That's funny. So how about the presidential race coming out? Just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. I don't want to get too political, but, Donald Trump sweeping the caucus, right? You could clearly see that was going to happen. Nobody wants anyone but Trump on that side. The media tries to tell you different, but the people know what they want, right? I called the stream going over today. You're funny. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. But the thing about it is that what I really wanted to talk about is Chris Christie. Chris Christie dropped out, right? And I said to my wife, I said, hey, you hear Chris Christie dropped out? And she said, he did. She's like, I thought he just dropped, It's not. It was funnier at the time, you know what I mean? And honestly, I don't wish he actually dropped. Like, just, maybe passed out or something. Like, we don't want him actually drop, you know what I mean? I thought it was funny, man. Chris Christie didn't get big enough, you know what I mean? Yeah. He will auction reach 50, I bought 47. Like he ain't dropping pounds. We need Trump to save us from the clown world lunatics, said Jeffrey Anderson. She's so cute. They love you, BB. Bitcoin just had yeah. My niece could do better job. You're funny. Made some bank this morning. Thank you, Sam. Vivek is a gangster. Yep, and Vivek, God bless all you beautiful lifers. If you're here, then you're in the right place. Shout out to Timmy313. Chris Christie is a teddy bear. You guys are funny, man. Anyway, so, yeah, here we stand for Bitcoin, right? Watching this flag. This flag is out a little bit. Battling the 200 as the 21 now. You see how it's curving? It's got to break that. Curve usually means you're not going to get above it, but you never know. But when the 21 starts to curve, it's not the best sign. And when you're on the 1 minute, you got to be easy, right? You get caught up on the 1 minute. In and out on the 1 minute. Like, that could be a possible head and shoulder breakdown right there, right? Not guaranteed. I'm open-minded. It's like chess. You're always looking at the possibilities. That's all. But I did give you this flag at the beginning of the stream. We did already take gains. If you were in there, you're actually still up in the trade from entry at 42.9. All right. Do you think RSR will be resurrected? Grayscale just transferred 900 Bitcoin to Coinbase. Dump incoming. You'd have to be retarded to still be... oh, wow. Really? Bang. I live in Canada. Yeah, I don't want to get into it, man. I don't get into it. I want the blockchain party. I want everything on the blockchain every single time. Be thankful for the parents that you have. Amen. Sam on the monthly Bitcoin is currently showing a gravestone doji candle. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, that's not good. Definitely that's a reversal doji for sure. You know what I mean? And you're overbought on the monthly too as well. Blow off top. We come all the way back down. I'm firmly on board with retesting $30,000. Like, I just have, I'm going to say that. I'm firmly on board with it. However, I want to tell you something. The last run the monthly got here, that was the beginning of a just massive rally. So, like, if we do have some more rallies, the monthly can stay up high pretty much. But again, can it stay up there for 18 months? To me, it kind of looks like we do need a pullback if we want to have a massive rally. You know what I mean? It's like pullbacks are good. People freak out, but in the long scheme of things, pullbacks are good. They're what you want. You know what I mean? You need the pullbacks. Pay attention to that idea. But yeah, that's not a good candle on the monthly. I'm with you on that. 100%. We're just back. See how I gotta be in the smaller time frames to kind of see what's happening. Wouldn't be able to channel this or stay on top here. Could be that right shoulder, that diagonal inverted It's all about if you lose this level here, because that's resistance, right? And so if you lose that, you're kind of making the right shoulder. It basically, you bounce here, continuation. Then you go for this one, 43.3. 43.3 was an area that I really wanted us to get back above. I supported very well, just kept looking at it over and over again. Shrey, thank you for the $20 super chat. We appreciate you. Shout out to Mac Tire, gifting 5 Lifer memberships. It's very nice of you to gift memberships to people. And we are going to do a stream where members only can chat. We're going to turn that on, I think, tomorrow or the next day. 3-month time frame is a massive cup and handle. Appreciate everything you do. Keep it up. Yeah, I see that. The 3-month, huh? Interesting. And look, we got the bounce off of the 21 and the continuation to the upside. And this flag is now banging to the upside too. See, we retested right there. And that's why I drew the flag. Low stochastic, gutsy entry. This flag's still going to its bigger target. We knew that we had to retest that and not break back below. We did that. Now we have to break through this high here at 43,300 on the 1-minute time frame. Did anyone just jump back into this move to the upside? All right. Yeah, that's what he didn't realize. I was going to say the same thing. Coinbase is custody. If they're transferring all those Bitcoins, they're just using it for custody. Yeah, Coinbase is just holding them. That's all. They're not selling 9,000 Bitcoins. It doesn't make any sense, man. Not when BlackRock's buying $1 trillion worth of Bitcoin. They keep buying it. They keep buying Bitcoin. All right. So, you do whatever makes you happy in this world. Don't get caught up in the mix. All right. Been in the long since last night. Let's go, Oak Cidian. I love that. Can I have a membership, please? Everyone was bearish, so I bought. I like it. Where you stand with... honestly, I'm cool with everybody in the industry. You know what I mean? Most people. Honestly, I'm my own man, dude. Someone in answer to that question, but he's my buddy. I have no problems. Never did anything wrong to me. I don't judge other people, man. 36 to 30K possible in the next few days or today. After that, up only, in my humble opinion. I have no idea where price action is going to go, man. Yeah. I have no clue, bro. See how easy that is, Shrey? I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. Done. It's so easy to do. Try it out one day. It's so awesome. Just be like, I don't know where Bitcoin's going. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going. I have no idea. M Tower. I don't even know. I didn't see that anyway. But I do what I do every day here on the channel. And that's just buy a little more BTC. All right. And so here we go. We'll market buy another about 25. About a G, right? Now about 2,500. Oh, you have to click on this first. That always gets me going. 2,500 a day keeps the doctor away, right? That's almost a Bitcoin every 10 days. It's about a Bitcoin and a half a week, a month or something, maybe a little more. It would be $75,000 with Bitcoin a month, right? If you bought $2,500 a day. I feel like I buy almost, you guys see me buy almost pretty much a lot of Bitcoin every day. Like button, Polkadot 2.0 opinion. How much TI did you stake? I didn't. I sold it for gains. Yeah. My opinion, they dump, scare the market, buy back in. All the institutions will own all the Bitcoin. The end game. Of course, yeah. What's your opinion on creating XGBoost ensemble machine learning to predict Bitcoin price movements? I have no idea what that means. I remember you buying a whole Bitcoin at 19,000. Shout out to Joe Ferguson. We love you, and we appreciate you bringing that up. We did do that on the channel. We put our money where our mouth is. And now, is Bitcoin going to make an M pattern or break through the previous high? To me, it still has momentum. The golden cross right there tells us. And then we have another one. We have the 80 crossing the 200. Looks like we're going to pump for more of a short squeeze here for Bitcoin. Do we have the liquidity on BOOKMAP ahead of us? BOOKMAP, heat map order book says we can go to 44,200. We have a close order right there. It suggests that we can go to 44,200. $1,000 move for Bitcoin is coming. We have the liquidity. They want to squeeze the shorts up into that area. It looks highly likely. Going to happen for sure. No guarantees. But it looks very likely, like it could happen. All right. I got myself stuck in the screen. I might have to quit and reboot just to get myself back in. Let me see. Yeah, I can't. I am unable at the present moment to move the actual chart off the screen. 44,370 for Bitcoin, getting a beautiful move to the upside, just broke that resistance. And you can see how we saw this long happening before it happened out of this little flag right here off the 200 SMA. It was all about getting in when the price got above the 200 SMA to the upside. It was all about this shoulder, this head and this right shoulder, a clear inverted head and shoulder for Bitcoin. We identified a simple 68% chance of a break to the upside if you get in on the right shoulder. And Bitcoin had a beautiful move. It did have a crazy liquidation, came back in, but what did it do? It created a pattern that is known to me to break to the upside. Honestly, whenever I see that pattern too, as my finger flipped here, you take wick to wick, and I'm so surprised how much that this will hit the target on the wick to wick. That really tells you we're going to 43,500. We called 43.5 too, way back in here because we drew this flag. So here I called 43.5, and we had 42,930. We've gotten to 43,434. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Now you got a stronger bearish div here. See it? Swing down to swing down. RSI is overbought now on the 1 minute. When I'm trading the one, I'm either moving my stop, right? Now I know I got a lot on the screen now. We're going to start peeling it off. We don't need it. And I can do this on the we've done this on the 1 second, the 5 second, 30 second. So now you take things away and you look what's happening here. We got the flag. We got the move to the upside. And look, Coachy, you could take a screenshot of this one and be like, accurate call for Bitcoin. Bang. You know, you could take a screenshot of that right now. Accurate call for Bitcoin. Nailed it on the live stream. Beautiful. 43.3 is a key area of resistance that we're having trouble at. I'd love to see us get back above 43,300. Now we can possibly make this type of flag, right? And if we're going to go hot, we're going to make a rising wedge and break out parabolically to the upside. And we can see our next target now, which is somewhere at about 43,900, 940. We also know that rising wedges break down 68% of the time. Okay? So there's a chance that we break out, retest, and we break down to here. Could still be a beautiful double bottom for a move on out. Like, I'm already building where we could be going all different ways. Look, we started to come back down a little bit, right? Almost looks like we may need the smaller time frame here. 30 second is now in a nice little flag. Cup and handy to the upside, right? It would be the whole length. That whole pole really could get busy. I feel like it's more likely we come down to the bottom of the pattern. Some strong bearish divergence. But previous support could be resistance right there. And a tiny SR flip here. Resistance. Got above it. Bang. Use that as support. Continuation. Pattern takes you to 43,768. BOOKMAP has us with liquidity at 44.2. It looks like we're about to liquidate the shorts yet again here for a massive move to the upside. Target would take us to 43,750 for Bitcoin. All right. I don't got the 30 second. I only got the 1 minute and the 1 second. But technically, it would be this flag here in the 1 second above that 200, right? Is this the flag? Because it's really that small, right? 43.3 battle is on right now for Bitcoin. Okay, back to the bottom of the pattern rejection. One minute has more legs to go down, right? Bearish div down. Anyway, I'm going to zoom out. I could be sitting here all day doing this with you. Beautiful trade to the upside. I did my job for today. You came out. You saw an inverted. I called that flag to the upside. The price action did go up. Hit the exact target of the initial part and then tried to get to the where we wanted it to go, which was 43,510. Still may do this. Watch this bounce. Likely now, look, it's coming down, but watch, see if it can hold this trend line and get a bounce. If it stays inside this pattern, then that area is probably a good place to pick up some more for a continuation move to $43,900 for Bitcoin. Unbelievable, right? Bitcoin is amazing. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. God bless each and every one of you for being here. So back, sorry, to my bigger analysis here. And he looked at the 3-month chart, someone was saying, right? 3-month chart still looks pretty bullish to me, like it's just getting started. 3-month chart looks amazing, right? The candle doesn't look good, though. It does close, but it closes in 2 months. We'll see what happens, right? Look at the weekly. Like, if you look at the weekly right now, number one, we're green on the week, and we're just inside of a flag. And price action is resetting on the stochastics while we go sideways. It's a very good sign. You have to remember, Bitcoin can trend too between some key areas of resistance and support here before it gets But right off the bat, I mean, there's two scenarios. You could be making a falling wedge or keeping sideways. So far, you continue to go sideways. The 21 continues to pull up. You have a golden cross that did occur on the weekly right there. The 50 has crossed the 200 SMA. That's a bullish sign. Now, you could get a pullback. It doesn't mean you don't get pullbacks after it, but it says 2-3 months from now, you are higher than whatever high you had when you had the bullish cross. It's a very bullish sign for continuation. Things are going to be further off ahead than you think they will be. I have seen it many, many times. So this is a bullish this is bullish to me. And as long as Bitcoin can hold above 39,005, I see no problems at all on the weekly time frame. Like, it looks super bullish. And either one it does, the pullback there, if it does have to pull back to 34, 35,000, I'm still super bullish on a move to 54 into the halving or later, a little later maybe. And here, this just gives us a 64,000. Just ups the ante a little bit. And right now, we don't have to, it's not in the falling wedge because it's not making a falling wedge. It's making a lateral sideways continuation pattern. So right now, and see what I said about life? Same way that I take trading. I take the present moment. Right now, I projected all the things that could happen, right? So I'm ready. I think about the future. I plan for the future. I have goals. I would like to be here at this time in the date. I would like, I want my business to do these things. I would like to accomplish these goals. I get it, right? That makes sense. But the idea behind it is the same thing in trading. Right now, the present moment in time, the weekly still says we're good to go. So we don't have to leave that idea. Like, you have to be bullish right now on the weekly. Right now, the weekly says, no problems, Bob, right? We're healthy. Yeah, we had the crazy wake up, but it says no worries. Deep breaths all around. 50's coming for the 200 on the 5-day chart. About to get a golden cross there, right? I haven't watched any other TA because I've been in my own world, but look, that's a bullish megaphone that could play out. And we're going to show you that idea in a second. It's not all bearish. I'm open-minded, though. I'm not a perma bull. I am not a moon boy. I am also not a perma bear. I am open-minded. I will say numerous times on this stream, I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go tomorrow. No clue. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I do have high probability tells based on the indicators that I've used for years, showing me what's likely going to happen. All right? And most of the time, what is likely going to happen does happen. But it's not every time. And so I'm not 100%. If I was, I'd be a liar. I like that I lose trades. I like that certain trades don't play out. It is what it is. That is part of trading. Okay? For me personally. You can mitigate zero liquidation cross leverage. There's a way to not lose a trade. Hard work, discipline, and due diligence and demo trading. You can get there too. We offer you that amazing strategy here with my buddy, Master Friend. Jump on in, use the QR code or the link here. It is $300. Additionally, you do have to be in the trading group, but you get an amazing, amazing mentorship. You get amazing feedback. I'm telling you right now, so many people give me feedback about this group and tell me that it's changed their lives and changed the way they traded. Jump on it today if you want to learn more about how to trade leverage at a basically a pro level, in my humble opinion, and really understand leverage in a new way that you never thought possible. It'll open your mind to really how you look at other things in life, because you're like, wow, I never thought about this way. What else am I not looking at that I could be open-minded about? I truly believe this will change the way you feel and think. Jump on in today. We offer it in the trading group every single day. So look at this. Bitcoin on the 3-day. Oversold. I do see the bearish dip, but you can say it played out and we didn't lose the support. So let's find out. We have 3-day support. right there. And we have that weekly support right below that. So we have strong support in our vicinity. 3-day chart looks like, it's pretty beat up. And it's still, in my mind, if we just take away the news, just act like that never happened. And that's my strategy. See, the key to winning for me is I'm able to play patterns even after they've been broken. Most people just lose it here, and they can't figure out what's happening. They're lost. One day we broke a pattern, the pattern broke back inside, and my mentor was like, "Trade it the same way, Sam. Don't worry." And I traded the same way. Trade played out. I did it again. Trade played out. And then not every time, but the majority of times that I played it out that way, the trades did play out in my favor, and things did go the way I was looking them to go. Pretty interesting, right? So now it's embedded in my mind to do these things. So you'll practice habits that eventually become part of your repertoire. But that only comes from being a practice, disciplined, focused individual. You won't have a repertoire or a system to fall back on if you don't have a system that you created through discipline and focus. Discipline and focus is the only reason I survive and I stay alive. It's the only reason you listen to me. It's the only reason I'm here every single day, because of my ability to stay disciplined and focused. That's it. That is it. Boil it down. Nobody would like me. I wouldn't go on fancy dinners. I wouldn't buy fancy suits. I wouldn't have any of the things that I have. My trades wouldn't play out. I wouldn't make like the $700 I made yesterday on 3 awesome trades. Like, that wouldn't happen if I didn't have focus and discipline. It just wouldn't. Okay? So every single thing you do, and use me. Yeah, you could say I talk about myself. I'm a human being. I'm just describing a human being's way of life to help you channel your energy to do what makes you happy. So let's look at a bullish scenario right now. Bullish scenario, we have held this trend line technically on the 12-hour. Like, even though, in a way, we've bounced. Bigger time frame suggests that we could still be inside. I see that this is a bearish retest, you see? And we have to close the candle back inside the pattern. So on smaller time frames, I'm going to start getting pretty nitty-gritty here. And the harder I am on this idea, the better off I am. Because if I let that slide and say you're in the pattern, then I can't play the bearish retest if it does happen. But if I don't let it slide and we get back inside the pattern, I can be more bullish about the next bullish move. And it also negates the fact that we could be having a bearish retest. So here we are again with this strange pattern that broke out, broke back inside, and the idea that we could continue to the upside here and possibly get back to 47,127. The stochastics also agree with me, all right, as does the RSI and the MACD, all turning on a pretty cool time frame that I've made some massive gains on in my life, the 22. 12-hour also is in my favor, and the 8-hour, the old 8-hour, that has bailed us out of many a time out of a confusing setting when the 4-hour and the daily didn't agree, or when something wasn't right. The 8-hour has come through for me and become the savior. Also, look at the 8-hour. We almost did hit the 8-hour 200 SMA, which I told you we would once we lost the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame here. I also told you once you lost the 200 SMA on the 1-hour, you would be headed down to where? The 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. So it's such a beautiful way to short. Once you close the candle below, that's 44.7. You're going down all the way to here at 43,285, and that's your next target. That's how I trade. I trade from moving average to moving average, but it took me years to figure this out. And it's a flip book. And now I've watched price action do this stuff. I can see it happen. Look at the 4-hour right now, attempting to get back above the 200 SMA. So here's the cool deal. If the 4-hour right now can get back inside the pattern, which to me it kind of looks like it did on the 4-hour, we could be we could say, no, this is a very steep pattern, and you're still trying to attempt your way back inside. Makes the most sense for me. But either way, even if you said, okay, we got in a little bit, it doesn't matter. You have to get back above this 200 SMA to remain bullish. The second we close a 4-hour candle above that, or even we start mingling with it, there's a chance we get a massive move to the upside. And this is tight moving averages after, I'll be honest right now for everybody. That's a bullish sign for me. I'm bullish right now. And I have to be, because yes, I see there's local resistance we have to break above in certain areas that, but when the moving averages get tight like this after we are in a bullish uptrend, which we are still, even though we've had this crazy move here, we're still, in my mind, still driving to the upside, still haven't had, any massive sell-offs that are really the worst in the world. If this 4-hour can get above the 200 SMA, we still have ourselves a pretty bullish time here for Bitcoin. Mark my words on that. So today, all I want today, I want to keep today simple. I just want the 4-hour to close above the 200, do something like this, and then even if we kind of hang out with it, I just want to mingle with it. That tells us a pretty big move is coming for Bitcoin, and it's likely to the upside. I don't like where the stochastics RSI sit. They're a little overbought to me, but they can't get pressed. We could kind of stay up in here, and a massive move could happen. I like where the 8-hour is. I like where the 12. I like where the 22. All those time frames are telling me it's a go-go. The one, and then we have this beautiful bullish divergence on the 1-hour time frame. All these are telling me that we're likely going to get a move for Bitcoin. And I may never be able to get that $35,000 Bitcoin that I hope that I may be able to get. You have to remember, there's so many people on the sidelines that are wishing that they got Bitcoin. They didn't get it. Now the big boys are in. Now you can say I shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know what I mean? I waited till Larry Fink bought it up in front of me. Now Larry Fink is buying up your Bitcoins, and you're not able to get in. That's what's going to happen. The big money is going to continue to roll. 45, 50, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Imagine the people, they're going to be freaking out at $90,000. Even I am. Because I'm going to be like, I'm going to look at the Bitcoins that I bought, and I'm going to be like, wow, like, I could have just had more. You know what I mean? So that's why today I bought $2,500, and every time I think about it for a split second, I get a little greedy in my mind, and I'm like, you know what? I should probably up the ante and buy a little more every time I say that, you know, and I say I'll never regret, you know, so I'll add 500 to the order. I just got to, you know, I just got to at these prices. Anything below 50,000, if it eventually goes to $500,000, is going to be absolutely beautiful. That's a 10x, and it could 10x in under 7 years. That means you could 1x a year on a savings that you know, and if something else crazy happens to the dollar, you're protected. So you're mentally safe with, you make the gains that you made right now, and you keep them. Number one, you keep them. If Bitcoin did nothing else but stayed flat, it would be better than the dollar, because the dollar is going to lose you money. If you made 100 grand this year and you put it in your savings account and you keep it there for 5 years, you're going to lose money. Facts. They're going to continue to print money, and they're going to print it at an exponential level. It's going to get worse and worse. You know it. I know it. This is what I teach every year. You know, the cryptocurrency, the fiat currency graveyard, right? And I always preach this and talk about it at least once, a couple times a month. I get into the fiat currency graveyard and we break it down and we talk about it, right? And it's just an important thing that you should understand on the Ginny Foundation website here. And the fiat currency graveyard, a history of monetary folly, living in denial about the economy. U.S. monetary supply from 1959 to 2018. Money printing is wealth theft. And they did so much more in the last 5 years. Can you believe it's been 6 years now since 2018? I'm getting it. Soon I'm going to be a 60-year-old man teaching this. I can't believe how fast I'm going to turn to 60 years old. And I'm going to be here acting young. And everyone's like, he's 60? And I'm going to be like, that's the youngest 60-year-old we've ever seen. He drinks a serum from the jungles of Brazil. Guy is out of his mind. He's called the crypto lifer. Anyway, U.S. dollar purchasing power during the 20th century just continues to collapse. All right? This is not going to stop, my friends. This is going to continue to go to the downside while Bitcoin continues to go to the upside. It's simple math here. All right? When you're living in fear and freaking out at the day-to-day chart for Bitcoin, you got to look at where you are and zoom out. And what I want you to, this will scare you. Peru, $100,000. You know, they had a bill that was 100, because what happens is the money gets so crazed that things go up in value. They have to actually, you know, we might eventually have to have a $1,000 bill here. You get what I'm saying? They might have to implement a $500 bill. That will become the same as the $100 bill. Then the 50, you know what I mean? And eventually they get rid of smaller denominations because they can't buy anything. They're worthless. You know? Look, then you get a $10,000 bill in Russia in 1992. You get a $5 million bill in Zaire. In Hungary, you have a $10 million bill. In Germany, you have a $1 billion mark because, you know, it was out of control in 1923. Why my republic? It was over at Zimbabwe, $100 trillion. $100 trillion, you know, this is real, man. You think I'm joking? This looks like a joke, right? Greece, $25,000, you know. Bank of China, a $10,000 note. They've been doing this since the early 1900s, man. $10,000 Bolivian dollar, right? Venezuelan dollar. $10 billion right there in Yugoslavia. the world's money, and you don't see this because you use the dollar. But once they pegged everything to the United States dollar, Nicaragua, $10 million bills. Belarus, does this get you going? If this doesn't give you, does this give you goosebumps? Are you like, oh my gosh, now? So I'm a historian. A lot of these guys on YouTube here, and I love everybody, and they're charters, tradists, whatever, and I love them all. God bless everybody. I know what I am, and what I can do, though, is I can teach you about history. We can go over history together. We can connect the dots. I got into Bitcoin because I was researching fiat currency, and I realized I didn't want to be in that type of system anymore. I wanted to extract myself away from a devaluing society. I didn't want to be a part of a society that took my value away. That's what got me into Bitcoin. That's what keeps me in Bitcoin. That's what keeps me buying one I bought right now. That's why I'm convicted, and that's why I don't waver. History has taught me that I am on the right side of history, and I'm now convinced, and I've been convinced now for a long time, that I made the right decision when I went all in on BTC. So I hope you could continue to learn with me, and we can have fun together, not just the charts, but about history, about, fiat currency throughout time and space, and how it's always been detrimental over time. And there's better ways, I believe, to form an economy, and I think that's what we're on the brink of. 100 years from now, we're going to look back on the way we transacted and realize it was really barbaric, and it was elementary, and we had far better ways to run business, a business than we realized. So based off this beautiful bullish div, based off this bounce in the wick back to the upside, I do feel a little more bullish on Bitcoin than I should. However, I'm a supporter resistance guy, and I really want to make sure we break back above the resistance and we break through this diagonal trend line. Once we break this trend line, I don't see how we can't get up at least to 44,187, and that's the level that we're looking at here on BOOKMAP. Link in the description below to BOOKMAP right here, 44,200 for Le BOOKMAP. Le BOOKMAP, right? And there it is. There it is over there. So where are we now? After all the fun in that small time frame we had, what happened there? We lost. Rising wedge broke to the downside. Bearish divergence kicked in, right? And now that's a mess. But look, there's the W that I said, now we might make a W, right? See that? Back to the upside. W has a measured move. 68% of the time, it's going to break back up, and it's going to hit like this 43.8 level, right? Imagine if you just saw this. This looks like child scrap, right? But that's how I figured out where we were going. When I'm in live and I'm watching live price action, and basically it's like trying to catch a wild bull. Like I'm trying to lasso a stallion horse. Like it's running from me, and I'm trying to put something on it that makes sense. Oh, this makes sense. Let's do this. That makes sense. Let's do that, right? So that's what it's about, right? And I don't know if you feel it. It's a snowy Tuesday today. I will not be on BOOKMAP today. I really apologize. We may move it to Thursday. I think there's someone asking me that if I want to move to Thursday. Let's see if you answered me back. Yeah. Didn't get an answer back, but we'll find out. Babe, what smells so good? BB, why does it smell so good? BB? Why does it smell so good? Wow, it smells so amazing in the house. Oh, wow. I have a dentist appointment. I don't like to eat before the dentist anyway. So it's okay that you didn't think about me. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. Anyway, let's take a look here. So the worrisome time frame is the 4 hour. And not getting above the 200 SMA. That's what we like. If we don't get above that, I don't care how great it all sounds. Wrap. Bullish divergence in the 4 hour suggests that we have to continue to push. That's very strong. We haven't gotten divergence that strong in the 4 hour since right there on December 29th. My mother's birthday. Pretty weird. So can we get above the 200 SMA? That's the question. 2 hours bent, 3 hours bent. They're all spent. They're all saying no way. It's not going to happen. We need a miracle on the 1 hour time frame. And look, tight moving averages, you pump up to the 200. This looks very likely. So I'll be honest. I've seen this play out so many times in my life. The one thing about this that changed the way I traded is I had all these systems in place. Everything. It had to be like this, 4 hour, blah, 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 and I won't trade until this. And then the 1 hour would just pump to the 200. And I'd miss it, and I'd miss it, and I'd miss it, and I'd miss it. I'll tell you, your best trading strategies are the ones that you missed for over a year straight. And eventually you just say, I'm sick of missing this. I'm not going to do it again. And then one day you just make the trade because you're like, you know what? And basically missing is technically backtesting. You subconsciously backtested for years at that point. That's really what's been happening. And so many times I saw this, but like the 4 hour was overbought and, and I'd be like, oh, I'm not trading that. And it pumped right to the 200. And I was like, wait, and then I saw it again and again and again. And eventually it happened so many times that whenever I saw this setup, I would just play it. I would just play it. And if I got stopped out, I wouldn't care because I knew that most of the time it does play out. And so I don't even stress if I lose it because that's just the present moment in time. I don't need to stress the present moment. We got it, right? We got it. So this is likely to pump up to the 200. I'm telling you right now. You got above this high volume node, which we were below before. That's a point of control. Remember, when I showed you the VRVP too, you're at a value area low, which you're likely to make a move back to the top side of the channel, of the VRVP areas. You're likely to come back up in here. Beautiful gap of the VRVP as well that suggests we can get a move for Bitcoin to the upside, right? And so, but I can see clearly, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Previous support becomes resistance. We do need to flip 43,250, 43,000. We need to get above this level here at 43,750. All right. There is resistance in our way, but after that massive liquidation, pump back to the upside, and then we took that little scalp easy. The 1 hour to me looks bullish for a pump to the 200. So I'm calling along for a pump up to this yellow line. After that, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I would love it. That also propelled the 4 hour to close a candle above it. If the 4 hour can close a candle above this 200, I'm also going to do the same thing that I just talked about on that previous idea. For instance, if this pumps up and we get above this, that's going to be really hot. Okay? The 4 hour getting above its 200 tells us that we're likely to get the 100 above its 200. See, this is a game that I play with these moving averages. And I'll tell you right now, you're light years ahead of other people because this would take 2 to 3 years to fully understand. Do what I explain, learn it, and then, you'll get better and better at it over time. But this isn't something you can figure out without me teaching you overnight. You would have to be in the charts for at least a couple years, and you'd have to have a bunch of back testing to understand what the heck is going on, right? Then remember, I also showed you that this is a complex inverted head and shoulder that is likely to break to the upside too as well. Kind of already got some of the move, but the bigger idea here. So so the bullish div here, the complex inverted, the 4 hour close enough to almost get that move, and the 1 hour with the bunched up moving averages is giving me a likelihood of a move to the upside for Bitcoin to 44,520. I am calling a long on this beautiful Tuesday at 11:30 in the morning for Bitcoin. I'm not going to really talk about it again. We're going to have fun now and look at the DXY and all sorts of other fun stuff. That is Bitcoin in a nutshell. We went all the way from the monthly this time, weekly, looked at the 5-day, the 3-day, the 1 hour, and I gave you all my reasons why I continue to remain somewhat macro. Well, we have to remain macro bullish. Not even me. I don't even force it to say it has to be something. I just say, listen, this is it. I mean, we've been flat in a channel while while the Stokes have reset on the weekly time frame. Like the weekly has stayed inside of a flag. Like that's just the fact that you can, So I'll be super bearish when it's time, and I'll be able to preemptively say, hey, if this level loses, we should short from here to there. I'm not going to miss the trade, So right now, I would be long for Bitcoin up to the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame because the moving averages have gotten tight and they've made the gap. Whenever I've seen this happen, about 90% of the time, we pump up to the 200. I can't tell you that it's going to happen today, and I could be 100% wrong. We could start to turn right here, dump. This could dump, and we could just see massive liquidations to the downside. It could happen. What I will tell you is if we lose this trend line here, I'd look for a bearish retest of the 5-minute or the 7, and I would get into a short, right? If you lose this POC here, you're likely to continue to drop to the value area lows. But that's the thing. That's what I just said. The value, we kind of are there already. And so what I did is I took the fixed range yesterday on the stream, and we took a look at this. And bang, there's your value area lows right there, Okay. Who wants Pi Cycle long-term analysis for Bitcoin? Who wants Pi Cycle long-term analysis for Bitcoin today? Write Pi Cycle. I want to see how many people write Pi Cycle. If we get like hundreds of people writing Pi Cycle, then we're going to give you a Pi Cycle long-term analysis for Bitcoin tonight. Where to sell at the end of this rally. How to find out where to sell. How to find the top. Let's take a look at AI. Sleepless AI. I like that name. It's kind of cool. So Sleepless AI came out. Making a flag. Honestly, good accumulation for a brand new coin. Don't know much about it. Haven't done any research at all. I like the flag that it's in. I like previous support. Hitting resistance. And this looks good to me. Pi Cycle, Pi Cycle, Pi Cycle, Pizzagate, someone said. Man, spoil me with Pi. Why? Pi Cycle, Pi Cycle, Pi Cycle. I didn't get 100 Pi Cycles. I think we need more than that. Pulse Chain is going crazy right now. Yeah, we've seen that. Pretty exciting to see Pulse Chain banging to the upside. Look at that thing. Just continues, actually. And, you know, a whale basically bridged, I think, $40 million or I think $200 million. Some very huge number I read yesterday was bridged from ETH to Pulse Chain. And that has people bugging out. They're just like, oh my God, right? BOOKMAP suggests that we could go to 44.2. That's the closest red layer that we see. That's the most liquidity above us. We do see liquidity. It says we don't. But again, I've seen this before. Massive layers below, and we don't hit it. And we may come up first before we clean up the top, before we come down, right? But right now, the closest liquidity and the deepest pockets are right here above us at 44,000. And it's about 43,960 to 44,030 on BOOKMAP. Thank you for talking about Bitcoin there. We appreciate you. So, yeah, that's a beautiful flag there. Also, an Adam and Eve, in my humble opinion. And then the Adam and Eves usually make the little flag, and then you get a huge pump. That's also a Sammy cup and handy to the upside for AI. I like what I'm seeing for AI here. Shout out to the 1,300 and let me see, 36 people on the live, 466 likes. Maybe get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $83 in chat revenue. May God bless each and every one of you for buying me breakfast today. I really appreciate it. Although my wife made French toast, I hope there's some left over. Oh yeah, but I don't eat before I go to the dentist. So there you go. Say hi to the dentist for me if you're going. So 1 hour looks really beautiful to me. This coin looks hot. I like what I'm seeing. God bless you for giving this to the lifers. And I really like what I'm seeing here for AI. Sleepless AI. I like it. It looks hot. It's super high. It's super, high risk, but it has a hidden bullish on the one. RSI is basically trending flat or down, while price action is trending to the upside. It could dump easily. It's brand new. Be very, very careful. But I like what I'm seeing. I even pull a local fib here. Let me zoom in here to pull a local fib. And how do I do TA so fast? It's with shortcuts, everybody. Alt-F is your shortcut to fibs. And look, we bounced off the golden pocket right now. I mean, that's insane. So your golden pocket, AI, ready to pump. This thing looks hot. I like it. I like it. It looks hot. I don't know what it is. I've never heard about it before. I have no clue what it is, but I like it. Look at that. That's a head and shoulder pattern right there. On the 1 minute. Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? And to me, kind of a symmetrical. Price action's about to move. The stochastic suggests a dump. See how they're pointed down? If you can go flat and reset the Stokes, then we could possibly get along, right? And so, get along, get it? We can get along. No, we can get a long. No. We can get along. No, we can get a long trade. And we can get along. All right? We can do both. We can do it all. So you're above the 200. Whenever you get above the 200, you open up a long. Look at that. It was a beautiful scalp just back then at 23.21. That's why, look, when I'm trading, all I need is the 21, the 200. Very simple to add to your MEXC chart. Hit FX. Hit MA. and just add a moving average and then go to the settings and change the number. Like it comes in as a 9. You just got to go to inputs and change the 9 to a 21. And then you can change the color. I change it to white and yellow so it matches my other strategy and what I do. All I need really is, and then I add the RSI and the Stokes. And with those, I am super accurate as a trader. Like I don't really need anything else. This is all I need. And then patterns, obviously. But it doesn't mean I don't look at BOOKMAP. It doesn't mean I don't go to my other indications, you know, if I need them. But the longer you're trading, the less you'll need. You'll get better at using less. That will just be part of your trading style, you know. I'll be honest, trading with you guys is trading on the 1 minute is exhausting. Anyone that says it isn't doesn't do it enough. When I'm done with these streams, usually when we rip through like the smaller time frames, it's like, whoa, we did a lot, right? But I appreciate it. And I love the journey that we all go on together every single day. It's amazing. We never know where the stream's going to go. We don't know what coins we're going to find. We don't know what we're going to talk about. We have no idea. I like this for many reasons. The hidden bullish, the oversold, stochastic. Let me look at our 4-hour time frame. Not enough data to give us any. Yeah, it's just not even that much information. 2-day. Yeah, so the time frames that matter, the only ones that we can really get a good piece of meat on here, say this thing's going to pump for 56% gain. That's what it says. MEXC2, if you hold the MEXC token, pay the least amount of fees in the whole game, which is awesome. Sleepless AI, you see that? Brand new. I'm going to throw 750 in there. Again, I could lose this entire 750 high risk for sure. So my plan is to turn it into $3,000 and get out. That's it. If I make $3,000, I'll get out. That's all. That's my plan. If there's a good frenzy, the market buy can help you. If not, the market buy can hurt you. It depends. Let's see if I got raw. I got in at 130.28 exactly. See? So they gave me the exact price, the medium price. That would have taken me a while to get any limit around that. The TA looks good to me. So I bought 750, right? We'll see what happens. And I can put $3,000 into Bitcoin, right? That's the plan. Turn it into $3,000, buy Bitcoin. Rinse and repeat. First stop is 56%. We'll go from there. Don't do what I do, please. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. All right? I know exactly what I'm doing with risk. I know how much risk I can take. If that 750 goes to zero, I will not lose any sleep. I won't even I won't even remember it. I will walk like it never happened. All right? It does not affect me emotionally at all. It's a risk hold of risk. It's a threshold of risk that I'm very comfortable with. You need to understand where your threshold of risk is and why, and you know what you can handle. All right. Let's get back into the super chat. Shout out to everybody here. Let's look at MYRO, ZKF, Next, and JTO. And, you know, Bogdanov is here. Dump it. Nearly forgot to show my support. Love the channel. Shout out to Kyle FS. We love you. You're amazing. That's very nice of you. Can you take a look at Iron, please, good sir? Ironfish. Another one I like. Shout out to Jonah Lange in the house. That's a cool name, Jonah Lange. Jonah Lange. Shrey TV, drink on me. Thank you for the $10 super chat. God bless you, brother. I don't drink, but I will buy a fresh squeeze orange juice, which costs about $8 these days, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's take a look at MYRO. MYRO. A hot coin in the game that we were going over. I sold it off, right? I figured it got too high, right? And then it pumped even more. You know, is it time to get back into MYRO? I looked at it last night, and I was like, is it going to pump on me when I wake up? And something told me no. You know why? Is the 4-hour time frame has this curving 21. And it did a beautiful pump. Like, it really went hard from 2 cents all the way up to 17. Did an 8x, really, right? A little over that almost. Beautiful move. It's got to come back down, in my humble opinion, to the golden pocket. I'm looking for 9669. You know, that palindrome right there of a number to get back into MYRO. So I'm waiting for it to get I'm waiting for it to get into my little box. Doesn't sound right. Anyway, so, and what I can do is I think I can just put an alert on the box, can I? Oh, no, I don't want it on the trend line. Why, you can't put an alert on the box itself. But what you can always do is you can make a line. on the box, and then you can put an alert on the line, you know. You can put a line anywhere you want, move it anywhere you want, and put an alert on it. Pretty simple, right? So I'm looking for MYRO to come to this level. And look, I can make it even diagonal, right? Because I want to see it cross this line and get in there. And what I could even do, can I right-click that? Well, I've never did this before, and I can add an alert there. I just want to see MYRO going my way, right? If this alert doesn't hit tonight, I'll be like, what's going on, right? Finally, a chance to say what's up to the lifers. Shout out to Crypto G. We love you. Shout out to Josiah Jellowick. We love you. We appreciate you. I want pie. Lifer gang. Shout out to Jan Lennertz. Shout out to Jita. Shout out to Rafik Pie. I want to try your wife's French toast. Can you invite me for breakfast? Teddy Bear. I don't know, man. It's up to my wife, and probably not. She does not like people she doesn't know in the house. You know what I mean? But she'll meet you at a public place first, get to know you maybe. Something like that, you know. Let's start small like we did with Justin Cashmore, right? We met him at Dear Dutchman. We all had some little breakfast together. We went from there. MYRO, baby. 133% gains from MYRO. So Turbo is going to Turbo. By the way, about to dump. Have you seen that Mochi chat on MEXC? It's been pumping nonstop. I sold my MYRO too. Gutted. Also, OJ is L1 via fresh squeeze. Is $1 in Vienna. I know, right? They're jerking us over here. Salam alaikum, Sammy. Salam alaikum salam. Alhamdulillahi, my friend. Alert on the channel. Sammy's little box is tight. Yo, why'd you have to do that? Hardest working man in crypto. What is your no day off streak at now? I don't know, man. February of 2021. So it'll be 21 to 22 is 1. 22 to 23. It'll be 3 years. In a month from now, I will have gone 3 years without a day off. Yep. I will stream 3 years straight of my life. Every single day. And we're in a different outfit every single time. Yeah. Different tie, different shirt, different setup, different combinations. I still have more combinations to do. It's endless with the amount of clothes I have. I find that kind of fun. We can meet at your local library and do a briefcase exchange for the French toast. Yeah, I think that's cool. I could do that. Thank you for Sammy. I've learned so much from you. How to find the hidden price moves. God bless you, brother. Guinness record already achieved based on the length and spectrum of content provided. Is it really? Can we write to the Guinness Book of World Records, please? And now we're brothers for life. Justin, there you are, man. My man. I love you, brother. So I'm looking for MYRO to go further to I want to get into MYRO when it gets back to 9669. I love this coin. I think it's going to do amazing things. I don't want to miss it, but I want to trade it perfectly. I want to trade it technically and I'm going to attempt to do so. Just like I traded Shib, I traded Pepe very technically, very well. Pepe, actually, if you watched me during the Pepe session, you were going to learn how to trade any asset with a very high accuracy. Pepe was amazing. So MYRO looks good to me. I needed to come down to that golden Paquito. The Paquito, baby. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. All right. I'm gearing up because I'm afraid of the dentist. So I'm trying to get myself excited and happy because I know I'm going to the dentist. There's some sensitive places he goes in and I act like it doesn't hurt, but it hurts, man. And he's old school, my dentist. He's like 70, dude. His father knew my dad's father. Yeah. You know? So our families go back like a couple generations. So he's hard on me, you know? He knows me. But it's cool to have a dentist like that. ZKF. ZK Fair. Laissez-faire. Wow. This thing came out at 0.9 and it already doubled up. Actually went out, it did a triple, really. It did a 3x from the 9th of January. Wish I had known about it a week ago. Pumps up, comes back up. Let's pull a Fibonacci on that as well. Let's make sure that's neat and complete. Tight and right, neat and complete. It's all about the rhymes for me. I rhyme for years, so I'm rhyming. I rhyme every day, all the time. I just did it again. Look at ZKF USDT. So that thing can come back down. You know, I would love it if it came back down to the golden Paquito, right? Let's take a look at the 1 hour as a little more. But you know, wow. The 200's coming into place there. There's your 15. Yeah, so watch your 15-minute. Let it come down a little bit. It may not go down much. Thing looks pretty hot to me. I wouldn't be surprised. It's brand new, and you never know. It could rug and turn to zero. I have no clue, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up 117%. And I don't even know what it is, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'd play it right on that, the way I'm supposed to play it. Next, someone asked me about this yesterday. Someone was buying this up the other day. Connects, right? Might make it a bit of a long-term bet. Oh, wow, but it's up pretty nicely, right? So Connects came out at 3 cents, boomed all the way up to 26, did a 9x. Had a little bit of a retrace back to 16 cents where it would hold about a 5x. And then got a nice pump back to the upside here. Crypto Archie, a guy that I watch a little bit. I pay attention. His community buys a lot of what he says, so I pay attention to his liquidity. He bought into this yesterday, got him a little bit of a pump there. Next, Connects. I don't know what this is. I haven't done my deep dive research on it, but that target will take you to 41, very likely. Daily wants to push to the upside too as well. Take a look at your 4 hour. Your 4 hour needs to form a bit of a flag, in my opinion, but pushing out. Let's take a look at our 1 hour. So wow, the 1 hour is in a nice little flag. Look at that. See that? So you just got to move. 21 day. Look, Stokes are low. Bang. Now you can play this to the, and so you should be getting to that target, 26, and that's that previous high. From there, we can we can kind of make a flag or something like that, or the 4 hour can make a flag. But right now, this looks like it's going to continue to go likely to the target at 25. Just because there's no real resistance there, really stopping it. Pretty close to price discovery, too, as well. This thing could eventually get to 41 cents faster than you realize. Next, I got to find out what it is now. It came across my radar last night, so now I'm like, cool. Next, Connects Network. 22 cents, $22 million, $23 million market cap. 1 billion coins. Fully diluted. Not much of the supply is out. Ethereum address only. I can't stand that. It's not multi-chain. I'm already like, I need to see at least a Polygon, an Arbitrum. So come on, man. There's so many things. This thing should have 5 addresses. Everything should be multi-chain. The HTTP of Web3. Build Web3 apps that can securely interact with users' tokens and other applications at any chain, just like on the web. Build with us. Introducing Xcall. Search by design. I mean, this is hot. Already, I want to get down on this. I like what it's doing. It's pretty interesting. Right? Could be a hot number. Could do some damage. Build with us. Start building. Get involved. Open source community driven. I like their premise. Right off the bat, they tell you what they do. The website's pretty awesome. Join the ecosystem. See what's possible with Connects. Cross-chain liquidity, cross-chain NFTs, cross-chain governance. So they are cross-chain. Explore the full ecosystem. Explore some of the projects that are building on Connects. DApp Radar. Dodo. We know Dodo. Dividend Neutral. Connect Tex. Socket. Unlock Protocol. And Derby Finance. Interesting. What was that other one there? Fjord Foundry. Fjord, or isn't that's a Fjord, right? A Fjord Foundry. I like that name. Pretty smart idea. Fjord Foundry. And you got to bridge your assets here, right? On Connects. Oh, so they got all the chains here. Okay, so they got a bridge. Interesting. You know what? I deep dived it and I'm a little excited to see what I'm seeing here. Currently, both scenarios in play. Continue to pump or come back down, right? Yeah. Funny, they're next, right? Grail was hot. We gave you Grail at $1,500. That thing continues to rip. It's at $1,750 now, but it went to $2,000, right? Next, it gets me a little bit of a FOMO. Like I want to buy now, but we'll see. We'll have to kind of wait that out. Let's take a look at JTO and Iron. I love JITO because when we played it, it was just a perfect trade. We got in, it pumped, we got out. It was just up, it did exactly. I loved it. We traded this initial move when it first came out on the exchange. I took a shot at it and it made me gains, right? Came out at $1.50. Recently getting some nice moves to the upside. I put it in this little channel and this channel pumped. Look. Unbelievable. The target was going to be 289 and we went all the way to about 276 for JTO. And it continues to pump out this flag to the upside. Pretty awesome. Yeah, and that target was 287. So big time frames, let's take a look here. We got above this key level of resistance. These are some, like, you know, you lose that, you're going to test maybe this middle area here and then that. So that, you know, we are, but you bounce pretty nicely. So previous resistance right there became support. SR flipped the zone. Love it. Falling wedge broke to the upside. 4 hours still has legs saying, hey, we're going to continue here. You could take the whole length of this pole, pause, and that would take you all the way to 373. Okay. Now, one idea here is this resistance and this resistance here. You got to flip that. But that takes me to the 1 hour, which seemed a little overbought, but it can get pressed. And it takes me to the 15. What the 15-minute is likely to do, or the 7, is make a flag that we could find a continuation pattern on. And this is how we can get into a 4 hour that's bullish without chasing a green candle. And it can make sense of when to get in when the 21 touches price action. And that's even a possible scalp now. This looks bullish to me. It looks like it's going to continue to 289, possibly into $3 for this initial little move. And then from there, it may get a pullback, but I like what I'm seeing. Ironfish, last I saw it pulled back. I kind of like the project and never got in yet. And happy I didn't, right? It dumped all the way to the downside. Got a complete sell-off. Is this thing ready to make a bigger move? I don't know. I don't. But if I believed in it, it's definitely, in my humble opinion, the time to start kind of consolidating. It could go lower, but you can see it's starting to kind of get sideways price action right there. It's starting to, you know, possibly that's your bottom for iron right there, you know. And then it can start its rippage back to the upside. But, you know, it's hard to tell. It's a really new coin. Not a lot of information on it. You really want to see it break out, come down and retest 238, and then swing trade that up to 283. Like, that's an opportunity I see for it. Other than that, you have to believe in the project and buy it right now, thinking that, like, these are, like, you know. And look, the 4 hour suggested it's going to break out of a flag further to the downside. So we may not have bottomed yet. This may somehow go lower. Super chat, UNFI. Can you look at UNFI? Thank you, Liver. Shout out to Douglas86 for the Canadian 279. Thank you. God bless you, and we appreciate you. Shout out to the awesome people that show up every day and respect and love me with honor. We care about you. We hope you're having a wonderful day. We hope your families are having a great new year. Things are working out, and you're connecting with life, just feeling good. And, you know, you broke through any ruts that you may have had last year. Things are going your way. And if you're still kind of struggling, I hope you can see the light and you know that there's going to be a great moment this year where you're going to really shine and things are going to go your way. Let's take a look here at the 1 hour time frame, which looks very bullish to me. The 4 hour would have to get flipped here, but the 1 hour looks bullish, like a pump could be coming for UNFI. It's not amazing. It's been beat down, right? There's my older projection, right? But so we dumped the daily overbought too below the 200 and the 21 cross. So it's got some bearish ideas here on the daily. Like it couldn't flip these wicks. It couldn't get back above that resistance. The daily would have to make that happen, but it doesn't look good. 12 hours a little high. 4 hours also pointing down. Your 1 hour is attempting to save the day, right? UNFI. I think there's better to trade out there with more sentiment. It's an older coin that no one really talks about. You know, might be on some forums and a couple tweets there and there, here and there, but not a lot, right? So UNFI to me could make a nice pump. There is some kind of Uniswap talk, and we're getting some DeFi buzz. All right, hi, can we check Kimbo? Thank you so much. Kimbo's in the dumps, man. You keep asking about it every day, man. The thing is in the dumps, bro. I'm sorry. Did you put all your money into Kimbo? Maybe you didn't. God bless you, brother. You're a lifer. I love you lifers. And you're probably onto something with it. One day you're probably going to ask me. It's going to be up like 3x. You're going to be like, I told you, Kimbo, man. And I'm like, wow, you did. You got me. I'm open-minded. I'm not always right. Who knows? And I don't plan to be. See, the beauty of being 40 years old, everybody, as opposed to being 25 or even 35, is you've finally been wrong so much in your life that you don't care. You're okay with it, you know? Thanks, boo-boo. So I gave this to the trading group, Graphlink, or GeoQ. I don't think I gave it to them. I was looking at it, and I didn't give a chance to give it, right? That's something. But I saw it hit the target here at 0.2, and it did. 67% gains for GLQ. I went over it after I put it out and it had an initial pump, but it did continue to go to the upside. Pretty nice move, right? Alex is making it easier for devs to build. They're really putting in the work to make Bitcoin DeFi attractive. Thank you for saying that, Crypto Bear Baker. We love you. But look at Bitcoin Oracle API published. Milestone update. Bitcoin Oracle API now available. We're happy to share the release of the Bitcoin Oracle API, enabling dApps and wallets to access Oracle data efficiently. Builders access consensus data directly. Explore our on-demand data model here. View Indexer Performance Dashboard. More about the alpha release from Alex on the Bitcoin Ordinals. Let's take a look at Alex's price right here. Last time I looked at it, it was at 34.36. We bought at 9 cents here live with the channel. I gave my Alex bag to a friend that I love because I want to see them shine, baby. True story is, remember, I forgot how to get into that wallet. There was a way to do it, but I knew it would take like an hour or two of just really focused time. So one of my buddies, I said, hey, man, if you can crack it, the wallet's yours. And he cracked it, and the wallet was his, right? And you know what? That wallet, who knows where that wallet could go? It could go to amazing places, right? That's what we hope, honestly. 2-day chart looks absolutely amazing for Alex. Previous support, becoming support, bit of a double bottom, resistance at the wick, bouncing. Falling down on the RSI while falling up on price is a hidden bullish divergence. Oversold stochastics also suggest. And falling volume with falling price as Alex holds 29 when we got in at 9 cents, and even back here in November, and we got in at 9 cents down here. Like, we were buying Alex here in May of last year. If you remember correctly, I bought it in May at 9, right here, and then it would continue to dump. And then I went here, I was just like, oh, wow, that's great. I'm down all the way at 3 cents, 5 cents, and then boom, out of nowhere, and I was like, wow, I'm up. At one point, I was up a 5x for Alex. Pretty amazing, right? So if you bought Alex when I did, you did 5x. It did take some time, but it didn't even take a full year. It took May to December, which, you know, people to 5x your money in under a year is unreal, right? It's unreal. I don't know if that's a breakout, man. That's a little move, man. SEI or Orange J will move with Bitcoin and Alex. Yeah, that orange new coin. We talked about that new coin, Crypto Bellico. Thank you for putting it on our radar. Bro, I bought AI with you, man. We'll see what happens, man. Be careful, man. Very high risk what I did there. Just be careful. That's all. Honestly, this could pump nicely. You're above the 200. And you can use the 200 as support of the channel. It is a Tuesday. False move Tuesday, though, right? So here's the next possible trade for Bitcoin. And I told you, like, I'm seeing some bullishness. I fished out some bullishness. And it's that 1 hour pumping to the 200. So what I'm going to do is, I believe I'm going to take this 1 minute scalp trade here. Okay, check this out. 43,200. All right. And we can see this is in a tight channel. I like what I'm seeing here. I like that we broke back above the 200 SMA. That is a bullish sign for me. Look at my 15, not in my favor. 5 could flow me. 1 hour's got some things. You know, we could flip. You know what? It's interesting. I get this false move Monday today, though. I get this weird, vibe of like, this intuition voice of telling me, don't trade today, Sammy. It's lower, I think there's more fear out there. They got a little less people willing to trade. They liquidated a lot of people even this morning. So it's a little lighter volume even for a Tuesday. And you just got to be careful. It's a holiday week, I guess. I don't know. So what I like is the stop loss is below the 200 SMA. All right. It's a 4-to-8-1 risk reward ratio. So like if you lose, you lose. If you win a lot though. Okay. That's the key about this trade. 44,596 would be the target. I usually get out earlier than that. Like, when I'm up nice, I just take it. But that would be beautiful to hit that target. 42,838. All right. And I'd love to risk like 100 for 540. I can take $500 losses in a row and still hit 3 of these. If I win 7 out of 10 of these and I win $700, if I lose 7, then I win 3, I win $1,500. I'm still up $700. And that's how I turn 500 to $6,000. Just doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? So if I look at the long, now where's my liquidation? My liquidation is 42.9. It's a little close to price action, right? I don't like that. And that's why I usually trade it at 30x leverage. I'm very rarely at 100x leverage. Very rare. I use more of my money and less of their money to produce, look, 100 to 533. It's the same trade. My liquidation is just now at 41.9, all right? And there, now I'm in the trade. Also, my stop loss, I can only lose what I'm willing to lose. So if you go here, I could only lose 129. I could gain 547, all right? Can you check out Rose, please? Oasis, baby, Oasis. I'm in the green both ways on Bitcoin right now until it makes up its mind. I will close the long or the short. Interesting. Cool, man. And look, down $8 pretty fast. We got a pretty move there for Bitcoin. But funny, yesterday I didn't even know. I see, that's the thing. Another reason why you always should do demo trading. I didn't even realize I was trading 100x leverage yesterday. Like, I never do that. Somehow this must have got shifted. I don't know when or how, right? Because I usually don't use it. Maybe I think I was showing, that's why. It got shifted because I was showing somebody how when you change the leverage, the liquidation changes. And I was teaching them, the different, because a lot of people don't even realize that, right? So Alex looks interesting to me. Let's take a look at MUBI or BEAMX. All right. BEAMX, y'all know that I've added to my long-term hold, right? And I like to buy. I was buying down here. I bought a lot here. We got up immediately. Now we're still up on that call for BEAMX, BEAM, The ticker is BEAMX. So when we look at this here, all right. We take a look at the daily, right? Starting to flatten out, which is pretty cool because before it was in more of a falling wedge, This looks more like a more lateral flag that, wants to do some damage. This is hot. I like this coin. It's been building up. It also is connected to the Solana ecosystem, right? So you're getting Solana, you're getting the Solana exposure as well as the Beam exposure, right? It's just, I really like this play. And I'm excited that I started making it a long-term hold. I added down here. The daily looks really good, like it's going to continue to the upside. The 4-hour is breaching, but not amazing. Looks like we may be able to get a one more snipe buy-in at 1.6 at the bottom of the pattern. That would be really, really nice. Look at the 1-hour. The 1-hour also kind of in a bit of a flag, could make a move to the upside. The 15-minute, a little overbought. It's interesting that this thing might fly. Whether I get in at 1.6 or 2, I don't really care. And I've already been buying in at 1.6 and even down in these little areas, I've been just slowly buying this coin. So I like what I'm seeing for it. Today I'm going to make a DCA. If it goes down lower, I'm going to add more. So I'm going to add some, and again, it's BEAMX because you can buy Beam as well. BEAMX is the hotter one. Pay more attention. All right. And there I go buying some BEAMX. All right. Just adding more. How much BEAMX do I have now? If I were to sell it all at limit, wow, a $6,000 bag of BEAMX, really interesting. $7,000 bag of BEAMX. This thing could 50x from where it's at. That could turn into $350,000, and that's my plan. Bitcoin 43,000, holding 43, sideways here on the channel. Still inside. We're hanging down $3 So far, so good with low stochastics loading up for a possible move to the upside in the long. I'd love to show this to the trading group and be like, we made it, baby. We made it for gains. All right. Super chats. Last thing is Rose Oasis Network here on KuCoin or MEXC. We traded this on and off for years. I love this project. I mean, I like the coin. I know the coin well. I'm not a huge fan of the project, but it seems to always have some VC money involved, and it seems to pump pretty nicely behind the scenes. The daily's in a really nice flag. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing took off. I'm being honest. It also has some AI, right? It's in the AI world, like, right? Oasis. Rose. The Rose Network. Oasis Network. You know what? I like this flag. I like the low stochastics. The daily looks aggressive with some hidden bullish. I'd set an alert here, and there's a chance this thing gets busy. Whenever you see a blue line on my chart vertically like that, it just means I set an alert. And when price action crosses it, I'm going to know. That way you can click on this, look, and you can just see all your alerts waiting for you. It's really nice. It's also a way to just organize the coins that you're looking for. It's almost like making a list, because you click this and it has all the list of all the coins that you have alerts on. Wouldn't you want to know, right? No, I'm just... But that's, you know, I could sell that right now, right? I want it. How much? The alert NFT list every day. Sam's alert NFT list. That's what'll happen. I'll disappear into obscurity and just sell NFT alert lists like every morning, and that'll be it, right? No one will know where I am. No one will. I'll just be gone. I'll become Satoshi Nakamoto, unknown to my peers and family and friends. Gone, vanished. 4 hour doesn't look amazing. We got to wait for the 4 hour to the 2 hour. They tell me the daily looks great, but let's wait for the 4 hour and the 2 hour to come on down. But this coin looks interesting. I really like what the daily's doing here. So, and if we pull a fib too, you know, you got like a wick down to the 618 there, which is awesome. You get a little more advantageous. It's the 786 from that impulse. I like what it's doing. I'm telling you right now, if this pumps in the next 2 days, I will not be surprised. And that target takes us to 23 cents. Hey, Sam, does the rose have something to do with OAS? No, but every day I want to do person of the day here on the channel. And I'm going to ask my team to look up somebody and every day. So we're going to bring up a person every single day on the channel that inspired me, can inspire you. This person is Ada Lovelace. I believe this is the reason why we call Cardano Ada, ADA. Cardano is named after her. She was basically the first mathematician ever, really. And she kind of conceptualized the first idea of a computer in a way. Her mathematical abilities began to emerge when she was 17, and her interest in mathematics dominated the majority of her adult life. Her mother's obsession with rooting out any of the insanity of which she accused Byron was one of the reasons that Ada was taught mathematics from an early age. She was privately educated in mathematics and science by William Friend. I mean, this is back in the 1800s, too, and Mary Somerville, the noted 19th century researcher and scientific author. In the 1840s, the mathematician Auguste de Morgan extended her much help in her mathematical studies, including studies of advanced calculus topics, including the numerics of Bernoulli, that formed her celebrated algorithm for baggage analytical engine. In a letter to Lady Byron, all right? Anyway, you could go all about this, but Ada Lovelace, right? First mathematician ever. I believe that's why Cardano is named Ada, right? And you kind of see where I stand here for Bitcoin as we're slipping a little bit, but still hanging out inside a bit of a channel. I just want to see price action stay above the 200. If we lose the 200, I do see this as kind of a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder. And I'm getting mixed signals like a false move Monday today. It's a tougher Tuesday to trade than normal Tuesdays. I'll be honest. They're definitely kind of, and I see that every time that the week has a Monday off on the New York Stock Exchange. Sam, would you start to do ETH every day? Thoughts? I used to do ETH every day. It just follows Bitcoin, really. Like, watch. If I go to ETH on the 1 minute, it's likely going to be in the same pattern, right? It's in a little bit of a flag. ETH is actually looking very bullish right now. ETH almost looks better to trade. I'll give it to you. It's a little more of an aggressive bull flag. Previous support hitting resistance. That looks like a nice scalp right there for ETH. ETH scalp trade on the 1 minute. I do give scalp trades of the 1 minute. It's usually for the more senior people in the trading group. I don't expect beginners to jumping into 1 minute scalps. So don't worry, like if you see that and you miss it, it's okay. Like it's mainly made for, but again, don't be shy. Try a demo trade these things, and you'd be surprised how 10 or 20 demo trades will give you the confidence to see something you never saw before. And a nice flag on the 1 minute. Who's going to the dentist today? Every time I go to the dentist, someone's like, I'm going to the dentist too, man. Fibonacci is my favorite mathematician. Just bought more Bitcoin. Yeah, Sam, you said you would start. Yeah. So funny. I just watched a documentary about Ada Lovelace last night. What are the odds? I'm ready to be rich, man. Weirdly, that is why I've been better at give me that ETH. That's what I've been better at. Give me that ETH. Okay, can you take a look at NEAR, please? I am done for the day, everybody. I appreciate you, and I love you. Shout out to all the fan funding. Shout out to Lee Wilson, Star Worlds, Dan, Douglas, Jonah Lange, Kyle F., Shrey TV, Fingbook, Shrey TV, Crypto Plumber, Mac Tire, Aaron B., Shrey TV again, Spencer, Eddie Aguilar, RH Max, Marcel Gross, Ed McCracken, and John Leonards. We love you. We appreciate you. We support you. And we really appreciate you supporting the channel every single day. And thanks for those super chats coming on in. Everybody, thank you for coming on in for a beautiful live stream. We did it again from 10 to 12:14. We went a little extra overtime, baby. Overtime. I love you. I appreciate you. Stay strong. We got a nice little long trade there at that scalp on that flag to the upside. I didn't get it. I hope you did. Feels better when I hit it with y'all, but I hope y'all took it. And there's some, now I'm in a trade right now. We'll see what happens. So God bless each and every one of you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Abundance is the answer. Gratitude leads to abundance. You can, you will, you are the best. Live in love, and you'll be at your highest frequency possible. You cannot be denied. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.